Hi, everyone. I'm here today to talk about tips to prevent sexual assault, sexual harassment, and any unwanted or uninvited contact. So, the topic today is 5 ways to prevent date rape. I'm Susan Harrow, Media and Communications Coach, and for the past 28 years, I've trained thousands of people in verbal and nonverbal communications. I'm also a black belt in Aikido and creator of the course True Shield, Verbal Self-Defense for Girls, and you can find that at prsecrets.com. I'm licensing it to organizations and schools. So we can start training our daughters, 12 to 24, on all the things that I'm going to be talking to you about today and more. So tip number one, and first, you know what? I want to tell you a story because this came from a model from the Eileen Ford agency, and she told me this story, and I can't name names, but she was at an event with a very famous celebrity, somebody that you would know. And she was gorgeous, of course, and he asked her to dinner. So she did these 5 things, and then I'm going to elaborate on them to make them current for today. So number 1, the first thing that she did was give her keys to her agent so they could not go home without her. So you can do the same by giving your keys to your friend to make sure that you are accounted for if you're in a social situation or party. Number 2 is that she told her fiance where exactly they were going. So she recommends you tell at least 2 friends who are with you. And in this day and age, of course, you can text them if they're not actually there that, hey, I'm going to dinner with this guy that I don't know, right? And so you want to let 2 people know about your whereabouts. Number 3 is awareness. Yeah, so awareness. So this is the one that she used in the actual situation when she went to dinner with this guy. There was already a drink waiting, and it was a screwdriver with orange juice, so that can easily cover up any kind of date rape drug flavor, right? And she's like, that's really weird. Why did he order me a screwdriver? So of course she did not touch that drink. So yeah, you know what? So I'm going to go for the drink first. So never, and then I'm going to tell you about the awareness. So never touch a drink that you haven't seen poured. So you need to watch your drink being poured because of course, if their drink is already there, do not touch it, even coffee. So make sure that it's not just a drink, but coffee, and that if you leave a table, you want to bring that drink with you. So you never want to leave it, and you never want to have a drink with someone that you don't know that has already been poured. So now I'll go to the awareness part, because one of the things that she did is when they were in conversation, she made sure that he knew that she knew him and she knew some things about his past. He was a famous person, so she could do that. What you can do is you can Google the person who's asked you out to dinner or taken you on a date or is about to take you, elsewhere. Google that person, send that information to your friends so they know who that person is, where that person lives. You can find out pretty much anything on Google. And then number 5, if you've actually gotten into a situation where, someone is actually in the act of starting to rape you, you want to try talking that person out of it. So a couple of different ways that you can do that, depending on the situation. Like I've escaped rape 5 times, but in 5 different ways. And as I'm talking to women, they're telling me all of these different strategies. One of my friends talked away that a guy had followed her into a bathroom. And so what she said to him is she started talking. So it's continuous talk, which we're really good at. And she said, let's go to a place that's more comfortable. Let's not do it here. And then when she got out of the bathroom and out, she escaped. Another one of somebody that I've talked to, so talk your way out of it, whatever the situation is. One is getting to a more comfortable place. I know that sounds crazy, like who would believe it? But I've heard this quite a few times that this works, and my friend verified it as well. The other thing is that talk in the situation. So one of my, someone who I just met, a colleague of mine, was telling me it was her dear friend who was drunk, and I think she said she was asleep, and she woke up and he was on top of her. And so what she said was, she said his name, "It's me," and then she said her name. So it would be, "It's me, Susan, your friend. You don't want to do this. It's me. It's me, Susan. Wait, we're friends. Wait, stop." So she kept saying stop and kept bringing him back to the present moment since he was so drunk, reminding them, "We have a relationship. You don't want to do this. This is me. This is me." And she kept saying her name. And finally, he like snapped out of it. "Oh, this is my friend. I don't want to do this to her." So that's one situation. And then another one, this happened to me. It was a guy, and he was actually, I think he was like a 3rd-degree black belt in judo. And there we were in bed, kissing, starting to go further than that. And he started getting really rough with me and started pinning me down. And I was really scared. I'm like, "Oh my God, I think he's gonna rape me." And I'm thinking, then I'm all these things going through my mind, like, but we're on a date, and I did want to be in bed with him, but I didn't want to go this far, and I wasn't giving my consent. He started to say no and started to struggle, and he started to get more aroused. So what I did is I went limp and just started not doing anything. Because what I could see was he was getting more riled up the more I fought. So that was a technique that I used then, because I understood that was going to calm him down. And as soon as he got calmed down, unaroused, blah, 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 I got out there and got him out. So those are a couple of things that you can do in the situation. And again, it's going to be different for each person and different in the situation. There may be a situation where, someone has you in a compromising position and you need to kick and scream and fight and bite and do whatever you need to do to get away. Making noise is one of the very best things. And any kind of physical thing that you can do, I highly recommend that you take a self-defense class too, because there's lots of things that you can do to someone's face. And we're not going to get into that right now, but just the fact of fighting, screaming, biting, scratching, kicking, all of those pinching, whatever it is, that's also effective. So those are a couple of ways. I think I went more than 5, but for the last one, I wanted to give you a couple of variations. So now I want to ask you, this is about you. We are all most of us are part of the Me Too hashtag movement, and I think that's super important. And we also I've created a hashtag called Not Me, and why I did that is because I want to get your stories and include your stories about a time when you spoke up for yourself or someone else, or you had created a strategy to escape rape or escape a situation, and to share it either on video, or you can write it, you can be anonymous, whatever. And I'm creating a repository of all of those responses so we can all have them at the ready, because right now the culture, the laws, the policies are not protecting us as women. So this is a grassroots movement, so we can start standing up and protecting ourselves until the laws and policies start to catch up, and banding together to do this. So my website is prsecrets.com, and the course is called True Shield Verbal Self-Defense for Girls, and it can be licensed by schools and organizations, so we can start training our daughters right now on all of these kinds of things. So it focuses on the 10 most difficult and dangerous situations that they'll be in and how to stay safe. So I'm taking some of these tips from the course and incorporating them for you. So they work for women of any age. So I hope that you'll participate. And if you like, I would love you to subscribe, and you will get more tips from me in the future. And I look forward to hearing from you. I can't wait.